We begin tonight with the latest on the campaign trail. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is pitching a new tax measure he says would act like rocket fuel for the Canadian economy. And NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is pledging help for first-time home buyers. But promises aside, both the NDP and Conservatives had strong words for a Liberal candidate who made some controversial remarks. At a campaign stop at a plastics factory in Toronto today, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre promised a deferral of tax on capital gains.
Our wages are down, our people cannot pay their bills, and we are more dependent on the Americans than ever before. One of the reasons is our very high capital gains tax, which punishes people for selling an old investment and reinvesting in a new one.
Capital gains are incurred when an individual or business sells an asset, like a stock or a piece of property. Right now, Canadians must pay capital gains on 50% of those earnings.
And that is why I am announcing today the Canada First Reinvestment Tax Cut. No capital gains when you reinvest the money here in Canada.
Today, Poilievre brushed off suggestions of campaign turmoil after several media outlets reported rising frustrations among Conservatives who want to see the campaign pivot away from attacks on the Liberal government and focus instead on how a Conservative government would handle Trump. Meantime, in BC, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh announced a plan that might help some buy their first home.
So that's why today I'm announcing our plan to give first-time homebuyers public-backed, low-interest, fixed-term loans to buy their first home. It's never been done before, but if we can give loans to large, wealthy developers to buy buildings, to buy homes, why can't we give everyday families a break?
Green Party leaders were scheduled to attend the Juno Awards today, and Liberal leader Mark Carney was in Ottawa today meeting with a local family, but had no events open to the media. But one Liberal candidate, Paul Chang, was the topic of discussion after he apologized publicly on Friday for comments he made to a Chinese-language newspaper about a Conservative candidate who had a bounty placed on him by Hong Kong police last December.
Yes, he must be disqualified. I find it incredible that Mark Carney would allow someone to run for his party that called for a Canadian citizen to be handed over to a foreign government.
He is a police officer, and he ought to know that when the CCP went out and put a bounty on anybody, including Canadians, that cannot be acceptable. That is intimidation at its worst. And yet, he played right into it. He advocated for people to bring him to the Chinese consulate.
NDP candidate Jenny Kwan says Canadians need to stand together against hostile foreign governments.